if I sum it up by saying it's still Arsenal's deal to lose with Manchester City lurky, is that where we're at?
It's difficult to say. I think for a while, Arsenal fans felt like they were in the ascendancy and thought we could potentially get our man. But Manchester City, as we have been reporting, they've been monitoring the situation on the sidelines for the last few weeks. But I think Ilkay Gundogan confirming, or shortly to be confirming, he'll be moving to Barcelona. A 3-year contract he's been offered by Barca means that things have accelerated slightly. So Manchester City could now put themselves in contention. We know that they're close to confirming a deal for Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea. But a bid from Manchester City is definitely bad news for Arsenal. Good news for West Ham, though, because a bidding war between Manchester City and Arsenal, potentially even Manchester United, will drive the price up. And that last offer from Arsenal was in total around £90 million. So this bid could go up and up and up. The money coming to West Ham could increase. It is moving very quickly. It's incredible to see what is happening day by day already in this transfer window.
Day-by-day developments almost as well with Manchester United's pursuit of Mason Mount. This one much more realistic, you feel, for them than Rice is. How far apart are United and Chelsea?
Well, Manchester United already had 2 bids rejected for Mason Mount. The last one totalling up to around £50 million in add-ons. A third bid will come in. We know Chelsea are looking for something like £65 million. But one thing we know is Manchester United have got a limit about how far they're willing to go to try and buy a player who is out of contract next summer. Now, Mount is probably set to be leaving the club this summer. I think we can assume that. He's been speaking to the club. The two parties haven't come together about a deal that could extend his contract at his boyhood club. I think Mount wants to be earning a similar amount to some of the highest paid players at Chelsea. He probably feels what he's done over the last few years, a Champions League winner, he deserves that. But there does seem to be a discrepancy and a distance between what Mount wants from Chelsea and what they're willing to offer him. And our understanding is that Mount does now want this move to Manchester.
You say that United are making it clear through the briefings that they're giving people like you that they have a fee that they're prepared to pay and they won't go above it. Because they would say that, wouldn't they?
They would say that, but I think there is a real frustration from Manchester United fans you speak to at the moment. The window's only just opened, but it does feel like it could be quite a challenging window for Manchester United. There are financial fair play guidelines that they need to fit within. They don't want to spend too much money on one particular player. Harry Kane is somebody that Erik ten Hag would love to bring to Manchester United, but it seems like they've already moved on from him simply because Daniel Levy has no interest whatsoever at the moment in selling to another Premier League club. So they don't want to be spending a huge amount of their transfer kitty on a player like Declan Rice or Harry Kane at the moment. Mason Mount for a fee between 50 and 60 million pounds seems more realistic at the moment. And Chelsea do want to get players off their wage bill as they try to create some sort of situation where Mauricio Pochettino can bring his own players to the football club. When he starts work, he's not started yet. He starts on the 1st of July.
James Maddison, Newcastle very interested, but are Tottenham favourites now?
I think it looks that way simply because Newcastle could be out of the running for Maddison for now at least. They remain interested in signing him, but doing a deal for him may prove to be problematic if they do manage to complete a deal for Sandro Tonali from AC Milan. We brought you those pictures a few moments ago of Steve Nixon, the head of recruitment, and sporting director Dan Ashworth in Milan looking to complete that move. We know Leicester are looking for more than £50 million for Maddison. And currently, due to financial fair play guidelines, which we've been speaking about a lot, Newcastle couldn't afford to buy Tonali and Maddison whilst fitting within FFP at the moment. A defensive midfielder like Tonali is seen as more a priority for them right now than an attacking midfielder like Maddison. They already have players that fit that mould already, only signed Anthony Gordon in January. However, Newcastle aren't completely out of the picture. They've not ruled out the possibility of a deal if two factors come into play. One, Leicester dramatically decrease their valuation of the player. That could happen as we move towards the end of the transfer window, only in June now. Or it could happen if Eddie Howe really wants the player, he could try and finance it by selling a current member of their squad or a few members of their squad. But Newcastle need to get Champions League ready and the squad's quite thin as it is. Maddison, 1 year left on his contract. Tottenham are in the driving seat, but crucially, there's a long way, a big distance between what Tottenham value Maddison or are willing to pay for Maddison and what Leicester want to sell him for. We know Manchester United have been long-time admirers, but their focus right now is on signing Mason Mount.